Spiritual songs for 200. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to do this. Dan. Ha ha.
You failed.
Miserably. Ow. Jody. It is Carry Me Home. Spiritual songs for 400. Both a Jewish and Christian hymn sing of this rock. The Rock of Ages. Rock of Ages. Rock of Ages. Spiritual songs for 600.
Don't confuse it with the 2012 movie with Julianne Hough.
Exactly. You may talk about your kings of Gideon, you may talk about your men of Saul, but there's none like him. Dan. Joshua. Modern opera for 1,000. Son of an opera singer, he conducted at the Met and composed the opera The Rake's Progress. Jody doesn't know. Igor Stravinsky. Hey Mom, is that your phone? Hey Mom. No, it's her TV, never mind. World politics for 200. While Mail put his sayings in a little red book, Libya's Gaddafi has his teachings in a book this color. Jody doesn't know. So she miserably fails. And I miserably get shot by Daniel Monahan's gun. Green. Spiritual songs 1,000. Query that's answered must be the children that Moses led. Who's that? Dan. It is yonder dressed in red. Roaring Twenties for 400. Title of Eleanor Glynn novel. Clara Bow was said to have this quality. Dan says, what is it? He's tied with me for the lead right now. Authors for 800. He was buried at night by torchlight, denied holy rites, perhaps because of Tartuffe. Dan. It is Moliere. Jean-Baptiste Moliere. So Dan takes the lead to himself. World politics for 400. Official sovereign of Grenada, Fiji, and Papua New Guinea. Jody. It is Queen Elizabeth II. Authors for 400. Her Kenya home, now a museum, contains a bed Robert Redford shared with Meryl Streep in Out of Africa. Dan. Doesn't know. Once again, I managed to get away with that.
No.
Isaac Dennison. Authors. Al, by the way, 200. Jane Meadows claims Noel Coward called this comedian and author the most talented man in America. Steve Allen. Now it's authors for 600. Although she's Princess Diana's step-grandmother, he heard she wasn't invited to the royal wedding. Dan. Barbara Cartland. Yep, he has a $1,000 lead over me right now. Author's 1,000. He allegedly saw Joan of Arc die and later wrote of Guinevere saved for the stake of Le Morte d'Arthur. Thomas Mallory. Roaring Twenties for 200. The term hooch came from the Hoochinoo Indian tribe in Alaska who made this. Dan. Doesn't know. Down to $5,000. Liquor. Modern opera for 200. The Jumping Frog of Calaveras County is by Lucas Frost is based on his short story. Who is Mark Twain? Yay! Modern opera for 400. There we go. Using Gertrude Stein's text, Virgil Thompson titles his opera Four Saints in This Many Acts. Dan. 3. Modern opera for 600. Though Italian-born, this composer of Amal and the Night Visitors feels English is ideal language for opera. Dan. Doesn't have a clue. Beakaroopa. Ow! Jody. Oh, Giancarlo Menati. World politics for 1,000. This country, over 250 times its size, looks after Liechtenstein's foreign affairs. What is Switzerland? That's the one. Now I take the lead back. World politics for 600. In 1975, Kingdom of Sikkim, where American Hope Cook was queen, was annexed by this country. Jody. India. That's correct. Roaring Twenties for 800. A 20s tune title asked, would you like this? Will ya, huh? Would you do this? Will ya, huh? Give me a little kiss. Who would have thought? Roaring Twenties for 600. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad put dictionaries on trains for passengers doing these. Dan. What are crosswords? Now Dan is tied with me for the lead. 3 clues left. Roaring Twenties for 1,000. She reenacted her May 1926 kidnapping and escape for the press. Jody. Amy Semple McPherson. Okay, 2 clues left. And they're both for 800. Which one? Modern opera. Dick Cavett's talk show theme is actually an aria from this Bernstein's Broadway opera. Jody. Doesn't know. Bernstein's, rather, not Bernstein's. I hope Dan gets it wrong. No, he did. It's Candide. Now the last clue. It has the largest communist party in the free world. Oh, Dan, please get it wrong. Thank you! Once again, he and I are tied at 5,400 each. Italy. Now let's play Final Jeopardy, in which I'm tied for the lead right now. What's the category? Category is business and industry. I'm going to play it safe and wager nothing. With over twice as many U.S. cardholders as its nearest competitor, the credit card held by most people. What is Visa? Yep. And I tied with Dan for the lead. But they credit me as the champion. Yay! See y'all for that next segment.